Hello, everyone. Welcome to another Boss Teacher Live. In today's session, we're going to be talking about why you shouldn't settle for a job that just pays the bills. So stick around for that. We are live at Hello Boss Teacher on all major platforms, and there is a new time change. Hello. Welcome. People are popping in. So there's a new time change. I'm going to be live every Tuesday and Thursday at this time. So get that schedule in your head. We're going to be talking about different things as it relates to pursuing your purpose and turning that into a profitable business. So thanks for joining me. Thanks for just interacting in the chat, and ensure that you are following us on all social platforms: YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, you name it, at Hello Boss Teacher, so you can get notified whenever we go live. Now, I know this topic is a bit controversial. Don't settle for a job that pays the bills. Now, you must be wondering, what in the world is she thinking about? And the reason I thought of this topic is because I knew that I was in that same position. And what struck me was that I had a conversation with a parent at one point while I was in the classroom who was in that very same position. So I'm going to start off by asking you one simple question. And I need you to think about it very deeply, because it's a serious question and not many people think about it. It's one of those questions that cause you to do a lot of deep introspection, and the answer to it might just very well change your life. So here's a question for you. What would need to happen right now for you to leave your job, the job that you hate, to pursue the things that you love instead? Now, if you love your job, this live is not for you. So you may as well click out right now. But if you are in a position where you're feeling a tad bit uncomfortable, and you know somewhere deep down inside of you that, I don't necessarily want to be in this position for the rest of my life or for another 5 or 10 years, or you've been wanting to quit for 3 years ago and you just haven't built up the courage to do it. So here's the question again. What needs to happen right now for you to leave the job you hate to pursue the thing that you love? Now, let me share you my story, and I'm going to share with you a story of a colleague of mine. So I have been teaching since 2006. And before heading in the classroom, I was pursuing my first degree in secondary education. And I was supposed to go in the classroom to teach food and nutrition, home economics, and all that jazz. And I eventually had to drop out of college because I couldn't afford to finish. And during that time, I was doing a lot of odd teaching jobs. And at some point during the journey, I was filling in for people doing 1-year contracts here, substituting for people on vacation. At some point during the journey, maybe about 7, 8 years in, I started to get uncomfortable. And I thought to myself, okay, maybe it's because I don't yet have my teaching degree why I'm feeling like this. So I'm going to figure out how, after dropping out of school for the first time, to get this teaching degree finally. So I went and I enrolled into Teachers College, and I was enjoying myself, right? I changed major, by the way. At this point, I was doing early childhood education. I was enjoying myself because I loved the early childhood field. But that feeling was still there in the back of my mind, and I dismissed it. I said, okay, when I get my degree, when I finally get my credentials, I'm going to just jump into the classroom. I'm going to go full out. I'm going to enjoy this thing. And for about 4 years before I got my degree, that thought was lingering in the back of my head. And I just kind of ignored it. And I remember right after I got my degree, I landed my first full-time job as a certified teacher after bouncing around the school system for the longest while. I landed my very first job as a full-time teacher with my papers. I have my credentials now. And it was in that job that the feeling grew stronger and stronger and stronger. I could not ignore it anymore. And it so happened that the environment that I was working in was not the best. The pay was ridiculous. Um, and all of that just contributed to that feeling just getting stronger and stronger. And to the point where it was about 2 months before the end of the school year, I made a decision then that I was not going to return to my job in September. But that was not it alone. I eventually made the decision that I was not going to return to the classroom at all. I didn't know what I was going to do with my life. I didn't. I had no clue where I was going to get an income. I didn't. Fortunately for us as a family, we had backup. But in terms of my career, I knew I wasn't going to, I'm not the girl to sit down and do nothing. I can't do it. It makes me miserable. But I did not know what I was going to do with my life. This was 2017. And during that journey, I met another young lady who was also a teacher. And interestingly, we ended up having a conversation, and she said to me, she's been teaching way longer than I have. I think at that point, she had been teaching for about 14 years. And she is a good teacher. Trust me, she's a good teacher. But we had a heart-to-heart conversation, and she said to me, you know, I really don't like teaching. Now imagine doing something that you hate for 14 years. Just imagine how miserable that may have been. So for 14 years, she has been great at a job that she absolutely hates. And the thought just came to me, like, how many are really sitting down in that position where we might be doing good at our job, we might be doing great at our job, but deep down in our hearts, we know this is not where we want to be. We know that we hate the position that we're in. We know we hate it, but we just cannot see our way out, or we refuse to see our way out because the money is nice. And even if the money is not nice, it is still putting food on the table. The kids are still getting fed. The school fee is being paid. The mortgage is taken care of, or the rent, or whatever. You are still able to satisfy your basic needs. And so the money keeps us in that cycle year after year after year after years. And you know you're not happy. You know you're miserable. You know you really want to get out of this thing. I saw a TikTok the other day, and it was funny, but it's not funny. Here's what happened. The guy came on and he was like, it's good to give 100% to your job all the time. And this is how the 100% breakdown. 18% on Monday, 28% on Tuesday, 36% on Wednesday, 12% on Thursday, and 6% on Friday. And that is equal to your 100%. Now, I don't know about you. It's funny, yeah, but I don't know about you. I don't want to be that person who is giving parts of me to the work that I'm dedicated to for every day. I want to show up every single day at 100%. So when we hit Friday, I should have given that 500% and not just 6% for one day. And why is that important? Because when you're doing meaningful work, work that you enjoy, work that you'd rather be doing, you put more of your effort and energy into it. And on the back end of that, you are completely fulfilled. I could never get this feeling that I'm feeling right now if I was still in the classroom. Never. So are you going to your job and your job is just okay? Or do you want to have a job, the work that you're doing in the world, to be super great? Here's a quiz for you. Let me quiz you. And this is what I call the would you rather. And I want you to think about it very seriously. Would you rather just look forward to Fridays alone? Or would you rather enjoy going to work every single day of the week? Would you rather? Would you rather dread Mondays? Or would you rather be going to bed Sunday night, excited about getting up Monday morning to do the work that you're doing? Would you rather be miserable or happy? I know these are simple, but there are serious questions that you need to ask yourself to make certain decisions that are really going to transform your lives. Hi, guys. I see more people popping in. Would you rather get paid and still be broke, or get paid and be 100% satisfied with the value of your income? Because some of you, let me just say some of you are going to these jobs and you're just doing it for the money. But by the time the salary hits the bank account, or even before you get that check, the money is done. The money is literally done. So what's the point? You're not enjoying the job. You're still broke even though you're getting paid. Why not do something that you rather enjoy? And here's a final one. Would you rather have a secure job for the rest of your life until you jump into retirement? Or would you rather retire and then look back in regret at the first 65 years that you've spent? I know I'm choosing the affirmative on either end for all the questions. And that's why I was able to make that decision that I made in 2017. Have no clue what I was going to do. But here we are, 2.5, almost 3 years later. This August is 3 years later, and everything has worked itself out. So I want to challenge you to stop fooling yourself, right? The Washington Post, I was looking at something on the internet the other day, and the Washington Post noted that 3 million people and this is just the US alone, 3 million people quit their jobs in April of 2021. And not to mention the millions who did it before January, February, March. And we've passed April, May, June, July. We're in August now. So since the dawn of the pandemic, millions of Americans have quit their job. Why did it take them so long? I can guarantee you that almost 90%, if not more of them, were thinking about it before. But the pandemic was that major push that they needed to realize their true potential and realize that they'd rather be happy than be in this miserable position. So I want you to think very deeply about this question. It's a heart-to-heart question, but it's something that can, when you give yourself the response, it can be a response that could change the trajectory of your life. So here's the question again. What would you need to happen right now, today, within the next few moments, few hours? What would you need to happen right now for you to leave the job you hate to pursue the things that you love instead? That's what I'm going to leave with you today. And I want you to think seriously about it, because the response is going to move you. It's going to shake you up. It's going to change you. It's going to take your mindset to a whole nother level. And when you answer that question, what can you do now to make that happen? What can you do now to make that happen? Let me tell you what had to happen for me. God literally had to move me. He had to frighten me. He had to scare me. I was in my classroom one morning, and my son's teacher ran upstairs to me and tell me I need to come and get my son now. And when I went downstairs, he was almost passed out. I dropped everything, strapped him down in the car, and rushed towards the kids' clinic. The kids' clinic was about 20 minutes away. It felt like 20 hours driving from work to the kids' clinic. By the time we got to the kids' clinic, he was already passed out. His temperature was through the roof. He vomited her up on me right in the lobby. Everybody was just rushing to my rescue because at this point I was in panic mode. My son was burning up. I did not know what to do. The nurses ran to him as quickly as they could. They got the temperature down. And it was in that moment I had decided that this is not going to happen again. Because my son has had issues with school since the very first day he stepped into the nursery. He's always sick. And I say this, that I've spent more money on doctor bills for my son that I've spent on school fee. Like whenever he's in school, he gets ill. Whenever he's out of school, summer holiday, I withdrew him from school for quite a while. He was perfectly fine. So that day when I had to rush him to the clinic and he passed out in the car, not talking, not responding, the only thing he was doing was breathing. I'm like, thank God he was still breathing at 3 years old. That was the last straw for me. God had to literally put me in that situation to slap me into reality and say, Julia, I need you to step out now. If he had not done that, I'd probably still be trying to juggle the teaching thing because, yeah, I have my degree, I'm qualified, I'm valedictorian, my GPA is 3.0, and yeah, I can do this thing. I'm good at technology. Of course, I can be the technology associate or technology whatever for the island. I probably would be on that trajectory right now, heading towards the Ministry of Education. If that particular circumstance did not happen, I probably would have wiggled my way around it. I'd be in the classroom now, helping out with all the crazy tech stuff that's going on in the pandemic. So what had to happen for me was my son literally had to go in shock in the hospital for me to make that decision. I pray that that never happens to me. Because that experience is not pretty. Yeah, it's not pretty. It's not something I wish on anybody. But I still want you to think about it. Like, what do you need to do? What needs to happen right now for you to make that move? For you to make that decision that, okay, next week is the day I'm going to leave this dreadful job to pursue something that I love. Or next year, this time, I'm not going to be in this position. I'm going to be happier doing the work that I am called to do. What needs to happen? If you're brave enough, put that in the chat. If you're watching the replay, just put it in the comments. Put it in the comments and challenge yourself to it. Like, what do you need to do next in order to make that happen? You're welcome, Michelle. You're welcome. Michelle is saying, what a story. It blows me away every time I think about it too. And it was a single decisive moment. It was in that moment I decided that I need to stop fooling myself. I need to stop kidding myself. We need to go. We need to leave the classroom and pursue the calling that has been in your heart for the longest while. You know what that calling is. I don't have to tell you. You know. And you know that is something that you need to pursue. And I'm going to challenge you today that you follow your heart, follow that gut feeling that is inside of you, follow the thing that God has been telling you for the longest while, and pursue purpose. Because that is the only way to be completely and fully happy. I've never been happier. And even months when I'm not making any money in my business, I'm still absolutely happy because the work that I am doing is fulfilling work. The work that I am doing is fulfilling work, and that is what is most important. That's the treasure. That's the gift of life. Free gift. I want it. So that's it. All right. So I pray that you guys just listen to your heart, follow your dreams, do what you know what's best, and just be happy. All right, that's it for today, guys. Hi, Mom. Everybody, my mom is watching and she made a comment. There it is. Oh, my goodness. Mwah. All right, guys, so see you on Thursday. I'm officially going to be live midday Jamaica time, Tuesdays and Thursdays, so you can look out for that. I might pop in every other time, some random time, but look out for me Tuesday and Thursday at midday Jamaica time, 1 p.m. Eastern. It's 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time and also 5 p.m. GMT. And we'll have a nice little chit chat about how you can pursue purpose and then turn that into profit, doing work that is fulfilling, doing work that is transforming lives and making the world a better place. Michelle says, hi to Mom who gave us Julia the gem. Thank you so much, Michelle. Hear that, movie? All right, guys, we'll see you on Thursday. God bless and take care.